Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another comedy and drama night. Tonight, I will be reviewing I, Tonya, released in 2017. Directed by Craig Gillespie, from a script by Stephen Rogers, starring Margot Robbie, Sebastian Stan, Allison Janney, Julianne Nicholson, Walter Hauser, Bobby Cannavale, Caitin Carver, and Bojana Novakovic. Now, this was the last film I was expecting to review on this channel. But if you hadn't noticed, for this week, I was doing films that begin with I, and then a title. I Monster, I Robot, I Madman, and I came across this one, I Tonya. And I put it down on my schedule, and I have been dreading it for the weeks that it's been on my schedule. But I finally sat down and watched it, and when I saw that Craig Gillespie directed it, I was a bit more hopeful, just because I really loved his remake of Fright Night. He did an excellent job in that film, in my opinion. And I really love Sebastian Stan as an actor. I just think the man puts himself into any role he plays and becomes the character. He is the definition of a very accomplished and solid actor. And Allison Janney is the same way. She fully embodies whatever character she becomes in a film. So, with those two in this and Craig Gillespie directing it, I had a little bit more high hopes. But you do have Margot Robbie as Tonya Harding in this, and I just don't understand that casting. She looks nothing like Tonya Harding. She's far too pretty to be playing Tonya Harding. You needed a more average-looking girl to be playing Tonya Harding. And I don't think anything about it. I never felt like she became the character. I mean, now with films that I saw like Dragon, the Bruce Lee story with Jason Scott Lee, when I first went to that in the theaters and saw Jason Scott Lee as Bruce Lee, he didn't look like him. He didn't, it didn't. But the more you watched him, the more he just became the character. That's not the case with Margot Robbie. She never fully became Tonya for me in this film. I mean, she gives an okay performance in this, but she is highly lackluster in comparison to the acting talents of people like Sebastian Stan and Allison Janney. Now, Sebastian Stan as Tonya's husband, Jeff, in here, he really, like he always does, he just engulfed himself in that role. He became that character, and he literally looks and sounds like the real person. At the very end of this film, there is an end credit sequence where they are actually showing the real people. And, some of this casting was spot on. Sebastian Stan, perfect casting. Allison Janney, perfect casting. Walter Hauser as Jeff's friend Sean, excellent casting. He was perfect in that role. But the one that really is the weak link of this film, unfortunately, is the lead with Margot Robbie. Like I said, she would be fine playing a role other than Tonya Harding. She does not look like the character. She does not feel like the character. Never once was I looking at her, like I said, and said, oh wow, she became the character the way that I did in other movies, like I said, with Dragon and everything. And I think this movie it's sort of a black comedy, kind of a fun film. And I think Craig Gillespie made this film a bit too long. It is nearly 2 hours long. And with a story like this, playing it so, fun and goofy, this film needed to only be like an hour and 30 minutes tops. But coming in at almost 2 hours, it begins to really wane as the time goes on throughout this film. But soundtrack is excellent. It has many great 80s songs on it. It's got an excellent soundtrack. It's got an excellent supporting cast in here with Sebastian Stan, Allison Janney, Walter Hauser, but our lead is lacking in here. I'm sorry. If you're a fan of Margot Robbie, I can see where you'd be a fan of her because of her looks, but let's be honest, she is not this phenomenal actress that Hollywood is portraying her as. So, with that being said, my final review for I, Tonya. I'm going to give this film a 7.5 out of 10. It's a well-made film. Craig Gillespie does a good job, but it is overly long, and it hampers those great performances that you do get from Sebastian Stan, Allison Janney, and Walter Hauser in this film. So, but what do you guys think of I, Tonya? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in those comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. As a Dark Knight Fan Plus member, you have access to an area on the channel right now where you can request a movie, TV series, or ranking video of your choosing. And when that video goes up on the channel, it will go up for all Plus members to view prior to it coming to the schedule for all other subscribers. So if you want to get interactive and help us to get even more reviews on this channel, become a Plus member. Well, that's the end of another Comedy and Drama Night. If you missed last week's Comedy and Drama Night, check out the link above. Or if you missed any of the videos during Comedy and Drama Night, check out this playlist and get caught up on anything you've missed.